Welcome back. All right, so it is Sunday, June the 2nd, and let's talk about what's going on in the hockey world today. Starting with, from last night, the Florida Panthers. They did not touch the trophy, which we knew they weren't going to. Last year they touched the trophy. We've seen teams win the Stanley Cup that have touched the trophy. We've seen teams win the Stanley Cup that didn't. It just shows how superstitious hockey players are, and the Florida Panthers keep saying, job's not done, job's not done. And they said the same thing last year going into the Stanley Cup final. So it's a lot of boilerplate responses you're going to get at this time of year. You're not going to get like any kind of exposés on teams at this time of year. Everybody's rowing in the same direction. And so, we'll see if the Florida Panthers can get it done in the final this year. But being in the final in back-to-back seasons, that's quite the accomplishment. And so we'll see if the Florida Panthers can finish their story this year. If you want to watch the Memorial Cup final, that game is tonight, Saginaw versus London. London won the round-robin game 4-2 on May the 29th, so just a few days back. But it was close. That game starts at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. So London looking to win, Saginaw looking to win. One of them's going to come out with a Memorial Cup. Both of them have a decent amount of NHL prospects on them. So if you decide to watch the game, you're going to get to see some NHL prospects too. Should be interesting. The Draft Combine, speaking of young players, the Draft Combine runs from June the 3rd to June the 8th. And 100 players will be attending the Draft Combine this year. The draft itself is on June 28th and June 29th, so keep that in mind. The Stanley Cup Final, the latest it can go is June the 24th, just throwing that out there as well. 62 forwards, 35 defensemen, and 3 goaltenders will attend this year's Combine. This includes physical and medical assessments and interviews by all 32 teams with these prospects. And if you do really well at the Combine, you may move up the draft list. If you perform really poorly, both in interviews and then via medical assessments, you could drop quickly. We've seen players drop in the draft because their interviews didn't go particularly well. That has happened in previous years. So it is important for players that come to the Combine to do well. So we'll see how that turns out. But so the Combine is starting tomorrow. So not much time after the Memorial Cup to get down to the Combine if you're a player in this game tonight that wants to be at the Combine tomorrow. So moving down to the AHL news, Dubé has an overtime winner for Hershey last night at 13:54 to make the final score 3-2 for the Bears. And they have a 2-0 series lead. Meanwhile, Coachella Valley has a 2-0 series lead in theirs. Milwaukee will host Game 3, so that's why I'm wearing the Admirals jersey. They're at home against the Firebirds on Tuesday. And, of course, it looks like Coachella Valley and Hershey just running towards one another, just blowing teams away right, left, and center. We'll see if that continues or whether or not Cleveland and Milwaukee can make these series actual series. And, again, the next game is on Tuesday, where Milwaukee will host the Coachella Valley Firebirds. Tonight, of course, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific start between the Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. This game taking place in Edmonton. And tonight, of course, it is potentially the final game in the season for the Dallas Stars. And I've seen people saying, oh, he's being defeatist. Is he really a Stars fan? Well, being realistic, when you see the series is going in the wrong direction, I've been that way since the 80s. And Edmonton absolutely could close it out tonight. And then we wouldn't have a hockey game in the National Hockey League until next Saturday, right? So for Edmonton, they do want to win this. They do want to get that break and have a chance to heal up a bit. But Dallas wants to make sure they don't and force a Game 7 in Dallas. Now, Stankoven's been very good. 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points in the games he's played. Johnston, 10 goals, 6 assists, 16 points. And that's the future of the offense for Dallas. But it looks like we're going to get a little bit of a look at more of that future where Maverick Bourque is set to make his debut tonight. No pressure, kid. Jamie Benn, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. They need Benn's leadership on the ice tonight. They need him to help Dallas elevate their game. Tyler Seguin with 5 goals, 7 assists, much the same. The veterans are going to need to lead, which brings us to Matt Duchene, who has struggled in these playoffs, recording 2 goals, 4 assists for 6 points. Jake Ottinger's been excellent, .917 save percentage in these playoffs, and so Ottinger's going to look to keep Dallas in the series. On the Edmonton side, again, they can close this out tonight with a win. Draisaitl, 10 goals, 17 assists, 27 points, has been fantastic throughout. McDavid, 4 goals, 25 assists, 29 points. In the event Edmonton gets to the final, can we argue against either Draisaitl or McDavid being the Conn Smythe winner right now, if you were awarding that? Nugent Hopkins, 6 goals, 14 assists, 20 points. Those are the core 3 guys that you're trying to shut down. And, of course, Bouchard, who I don't even have on the board. Corey Perry just has 1 assist in these playoffs, but could he get a goal that ends up putting out Dallas? Well, Tarasenko ends up helping to put out the New York Rangers last night, so we'll see. Connor Brown, a goal and 3 assists for Connor Brown thus far in these playoffs. He's been very good. Evander Kane, 4 goals, 4 assists. Maybe he's due for a big goal. We shall see. And Stuart Skinner, an .890 save percentage. Skinner's been fantastic throughout. And he's had some bad games here and there, but he's made up for it with some really good starts as well. So we'll see if he brings his A game tonight. For Dallas, they need to score early. They need to overcome really, really loud fans tonight and that excitement. They'll probably need to get through the first 10 minutes. And if they do get a lead, they have to remember how to hold that lead. And that's been the challenge for Dallas in this series. And really in the playoffs, they've had struggles holding leads going back to the Colorado series, the Vegas series. They've had those moments. Tonight they need to play a full 60 minutes, or the Oilers could punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup final with a win. So let me know your pick for tonight's game. Let me know your thoughts regarding the other series that are going, well, the series that's going on in the AHL as well as tonight's Memorial Cup game. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.